Welcome back to the show, guys. Today, I just felt like sharing a bit of an unpopular opinion from my end, and that opinion is that I believe that the Carabao Cup matters. Now, I am with you in that I would much rather watch Premier League football, and I'd much rather watch FA Cup games than watch Carabao Cup football, but I think this competition gets quite a bit of disrespect, man, and unnecessarily. I know it doesn't come with, the lure of a spot in a European competition like the FA Cup does, and it doesn't even have the biggest cash prize. But I still think that there's quite a bit that's worth playing for, and staying in the competition is something that can really benefit your team going forward. And here are 5 reasons why I believe that the Carabao Cup definitely does matter, and hopefully I can change some of your minds as well in the process. I don't know, let's see. So the first thing I want to talk about is something we've all become pretty used to seeing from this competition, and that is minutes. Minutes for players who wouldn't normally start in the league games, and that means that squad players get a run out regularly, and that's important because it takes a team to get anywhere in a season. The last thing you want is for a key first team player to get injured, and then the oak that you pull in to fill in for him has to take a couple of games to get back into the swing of things and get match fit. And these Carabao Cup games are the perfect place for them to stay fit, and if anything, it's also a place to kind of put certain players in a shop window. Maybe your club has a player that they kind of want to sell, but they're not getting any minutes, so how are they going to convince any clubs to make an offer? The Carabao Cup offers opportunity for them to get on the pitch and maybe convince some managers, turn a few heads, or ideally those squad players will give your own manager at your club a bit of a selection headache, because it might give them a few things to think about when it comes to the league games again. It's not uncommon to see someone impress in these Carabao Cup games and then get a call up to first team football in the league as well. And yeah, the longer that your club is in this competition, the more opportunities these players have to show and impress and give the manager those selection headaches. So I think that is a hugely underrated benefit to this competition, and it extends further than just regular senior squad players. I think that it's a great opportunity for youth players as well. Now, in an ideal world, all of our clubs would find the best places for our best prospects to go out on loan, and they'll have a banging season playing week in, week out. But the reality is that so much hard work goes into finding the right moves for these players, and I really love that. I really do appreciate how much dedication goes into this. They got to look at the manager that's interested, the style of football that they play. They got to look at the club itself, and the environment and the atmosphere at the club. That's also really important. You don't want to send a real promising player to a club that, okay, even if they're struggling, that's okay, but you don't want to send them to a club that just has a toxic environment. You want them to develop physically as well as mentally a little bit more, get into the swing of senior football. And some of those youth players, they don't get a loan move away, and then they kind of just wasting away in the youth league. And I'm not saying that the youth league isn't good or anything, but sometimes you just get those players like Balogun, who was at Arsenal, for example. He was way too good for under 23s football, but that's where he had to spend most of his time because they just never found the right move for him. And I think that there are some clubs that would still have players of a Balogun's ilk, and while it may be a little disappointing that they didn't get a loan move somewhere to play senior football, the longer they're in the Carabao Cup, the more opportunities they'll have to either convince the right club to want to take them on loan, or they might give their manager a selection headache, because with 5 substitutions this season, there is plenty of opportunity for minutes to be earned in the Premier League, man. So yeah, I think that's a very, very big element of why I think the Carabao Cup is important and still matters, but it's not the only thing. Now, the second thing that I wanted to talk about is the momentum that you can gain from these cup games. More often than not, you'll see a Premier League club get pitted against the lower league English side and pretty much hammer them, just do what's expected of them. And while it might be like, oh yeah, they were supposed to win, wins breed confidence, man. Wins breed confidence. Confidence brings more wins. That's the idea. And these Carabao Cup games are a perfect opportunity to get that. You've seen Aston Villa get a very nice win against Bolton, and that's goals for first team players. They played quite a strong. Look, a lot of these Premier League clubs that have played fixtures already have played quite. They fielded quite strong sides. And 4-1 for them against Bolton. Goals for Danny Ings, Douglas Luiz. Like, those are the type of things that they can carry with them now into the next Premier League game. And that could be the difference maker. Morale and confidence play a massive part in football, and they can really affect the outcome of certain games. Also, the Carabao Cup ends like mid-season, so just as you hit that final stretch of league football, if you win a trophy, the wonders that that can do to your just sense of self-belief and morale and confidence and everything, dude, to have that with you over those last few games could be such a difference maker. To win a trophy at that stage, you're playing for trophies, you know what I mean? So to get one just before you get over the hardest part of any season, really, that can really be a difference maker. And that, I think, is one of the most appealing aspects of this competition. A mid-season trophy, man, who wouldn't want that? Also, let's not forget that Pep does have 3 domestic doubles to his name. 3 times that he won the Carabao Cup, he went on to win the Premier League. And I know it's easy to dismiss because they are such a good team, but something that has always set Man City apart from other clubs, for me at least, is their mentality. They always seem desperate to win, and they really want to win any trophy. They are addicted to winning. They are serial winners. We all know this about them. And I think that partly why they're that way is because they take this competition seriously and they win it more than anyone else, really. And yeah, I think that those EFL wins definitely play a part in why they go so hard in league every season. Okay, so this next reason is probably a little bit more uncommon than the others, but I think the Carabao Cup is a really good opportunity to kind of do some tactical tweaking. Look, preseason is obviously the best and most ideal time to do it, but preseason is not competitive football. So the Carabao Cup, I think the real big advantage there is that it's competitive football and it's low risk. You know, a lot of these clubs don't mind if they don't win this competition, so it is essentially low risk. But the things that these players can gain, I don't think you can put a price on, man. You know, you can go through preseason, have a fantastic one, and think that you've hit the jackpot with your tactics and everything, and then when the league football starts, everything's just downhill, and you can't get another preseason. It's done. You have to just kind of move forward. And this Carabao Cup, I think it's a really interesting opportunity for managers to try out new things, you know, give players new roles and see how they thrive in that environment. It is competitive, so they can't kind of have their, you know, foot on the brake while they're busy playing like you could do in preseason. This is now competitive football, and you got to show and prove. I think it's a really interesting opportunity for that. I also think that it's a good chance for any individuals on the team who aren't having the best of seasons. It's a really good chance for them to get a bit of a morale boost, like we had spoken about just before. You know, sometimes all they need is a change of role or a change of style to the football, and they can flourish. And yeah, I think that the Carabao Cup is a perfect place to really give all of that a go. Obviously, only if you need to. Sometimes clubs just hit the ground running and they end up having 3 wins from 3 games. But yeah, for those other clubs, I think you know, it's a good time. It's a good time, a good chance just to kind of right some wrongs and try some new things out in a competitive environment. So this next one is obviously the main reason that people can tolerate this competition, and that's the upsets. We love to see an underdog come out on top, unless it's our club that's on the receiving end of that. But I mean, you know, this competition, it offers those moments, and those moments are what make football such a special game. And we've already seen an upset now with Fulham getting knocked out, losing 2-0 to Crawley Town, which is crazy because Crawley Town are really struggling in second division English football. So not a lot of people would have seen that win coming for them, but that's what this competition offers. And I know the FA Cup offers it as well. The thing is, more clubs take the FA Cup seriously, so it's really competitive. And once you start getting to the knockout stages, it's, you know, it's the Premier League clubs that are kind of bossing it. But in the Carabao Cup, because a lot of these Premier League clubs kind of about it, it's a big opportunity for these lower league sides to actually play against these Premier League clubs. A lot of these players dream of getting to that level of football. Probably every player in lower division English football dreams of playing in the Premier League. So for them to have a chance to actually go toe to toe with these players that they kind of aspire to be at the level at, that must be such a cool moment for them, win or lose. And it's even a really cool opportunity for their fans to come and watch their team play against the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo or Gabriel Jesus, you know, like it's such a mind-blowing moment. Also, I personally think it's pretty cool to see some of the stadiums that these clubs play in, man. It's they're very old school, you know, where the crowd looks like they're pretty much on top of the players, and I think that it makes for a cool watch, man. It's a nice break. Obviously, we love the Premier League stadiums, but you know, to see some of these, they're very cultured, man. And I know I'm not there in person, but through the TV screen, you can get a feel for it. You know, you can hear the crowd going, and you see the sights. And some of these stadiums are real cool, man. And just to see our players playing in those settings, I think it's a nice change of scenery. And yeah, I just love the atmosphere, man. It's such a vibe, especially for these lower division clubs, man. Yeah, I think that is for me probably the main reason. Actually, no, not the main reason. The main reason is one that shouldn't even need explaining, and yet for some reason it still kind of does, and a lot of fans just really don't care about it. But trophies, bruh. Trophies are the name of the game. Always have been, always will be, regardless of competition. If there's a trophy to win, I expect to see a professional football player play to win it. Okay, that is exactly why they are in the sport. They are elite athletes, you know what I mean? They play football, they want to play on the biggest stage, and I understand it. Football players are always up for a Champions League game, they're always up for a Premier League game, but man, I don't know about you, but if I see a player kind of putting in a 50% shift just because he's in a competition that he kind of couldn't be bothered by, I'm like, nah, bruh. If there's something to win, I want to see you play to win it. Whether you win it or not, that's besides the point. Like I said, don't really mind if you don't win the Carabao Cup, but I at least expect to see players playing like they want to win it. You know, this is a trophy. This is a medal for them. This is exactly what they are in this sport for. Obviously, there's the passion. Obviously, there's the money. But trophies, man, that's why you compete at the highest level. That's why you want to compete at the highest level. And winning these trophies, that breeds a winning mentality like we do see at some clubs already. So yeah, I think that it goes without saying. It really does. But another thing that I think is kind of underrated, it's a trophy, guys. How could you not think that it's important? The Carabao Cup will always be significant as long as there's a trophy up for grabs, in my opinion. So yeah, that's my unpopular take. Let me know what you guys think of the Carabao Cup, and let me know if I've changed some of your minds. I hope I did. And you know what? Just let me know if there are any other unpopular football opinions that you guys may have. You know, some ideas or beliefs that you think will probably get you in some hot water. And let's have a talk about it on the next episode, maybe. We'll see what type of feedback we get. Until then, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.